People, welcome back to YaadAndAbroadTV. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification, like, comment, share, and subscribe. As I said, if you're not familiar with this channel, we talk about issues in Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the whole world, people. Wagwan viewers and subscribers, thank you once again for tuning into my channel, people. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Much love and appreciation as usual, people. So people, the other day I did a video on a young lady who was kidnapped by Balcon and was also raped, people. If you scroll along like 2 or 3 videos, you saw the video I did, and she talked about her dilemma and what happened. And that was like a week or so before Andrea Bharatt was killed by Balcon, people. So this one goes on to say Balcon's rape victim story made another victim come forward. One victim committed suicide, the other treated. You hear that, people? Because of what this man did. You have young girls out there committing suicide and doing all these other things, people. The story goes on to say a woman who was 20 years old at the time saw an advertisement on Facebook for the position of a bartender in Arima back in 2015. At that time, the bar was located close to the Arima police station. The victim told Alert TNT. The victim, not wanting to go on her own, asked her friend to accompany her. When they arrived at the bar for the interview, at first, nothing seemed untoward. There were also women there. A few minutes later, the women were told that the location of the job was somewhere else and they had to be taken there. The woman agreed. When they reached the location, which the victim described as over the highway with few houses around, the men took one of the women in one room and the other in another room. All of a sudden, the victim heard her friend screaming mercilessly. The woman recounts the number of times she heard her friend being slapped by the men. When they were finished, the victim said Joel and another man came across by me and told me to strip, and I refused. They hit me in the head with a gun, and as I fell back, they took turns on me. At that time, one of the men noticed that the victim looked a bit fat on the stomach area and told Joel. Joel started ranting and yelling, "WTF, boy, you pregnant or what?" The victim, crying uncontrollably, said, "Yes, I am." The victim said that Joel grabbed her by her neck and hit her in the stomach and then put her in the toilet outside of the premises. The victim said that she heard a lot of footsteps outside and she could hear her friend's screams. Then a man came in but looked very young. The victim said that the man looked very scared and she realized that was her ticket out, but she told him that she wasn't leaving without her friend. The man left. For another half an hour, the victim could hear her friend's screams and torture. The man then returned and told the victim very quietly to get in the car. Then 15 minutes later, if so much, the man brought the friend out and dropped them on the highway. The man said that's the best he could have done. The victim described the man as being about 5 foot 10 inches, muscular, dark-skinned and low trim with a fade. Other details of the man are very blurred. Recollecting the ordeal bits and pieces, the victim said that there could have been about 7 men there. Alert TNT was told by the victim if she can at least describe any of the men, to which the victim gave us 5 descriptions. She could not recollect any other. One of them, Joel Balcon, the victim said was 6 feet tall, long eyelashes, medium build, brown skin, hairy chest, a very distinctive voice, but at that time he looked like he was trying to grow hair. Same face though. The other suspect was red skin with long cornrows, looked like a Spanish Indian descent and had multiple tattoos. The victim remembered a tattoo on his arm, and it was 2 guns saying, "In guns me trust." The suspect had a honey-colored brown eyes. Another victim she described as being, this man was very dark skinned. He was short with box plaits, very scruffy looking. He was muscular and had a lot of silver and 2 silver teeth, one on each side in his upper row of teeth. Another person she described as being short, red skin, cornrows, gold star earrings. He had a tattoo with praying hands on his left chest with a fine voice. Another person she described as being a skinny Rasta guy. The victim says that he was the most aggressive. He had scars on his face. He could have been like 5'9" deep loud voice. They kept calling him Trigger. He had tattoos, but because of his skin tone, the victim couldn't really make them out. One of the tattoos looked like a Bible verse. Unfortunately, the victim could not recall any other description. So this is where them say the Arima police intervention. The victim told Alert TNT at the beginning of the interview that they hitched a ride to the Arima police station. The woman said when they went to the station, the officers teased them, quote unquote, "All of you sure is not all of you, man?" Another officer said, "All of you sure all of you ain't there to have fun?" That's crazy, people. And in my previous video, this other young lady talk about the same instances when they went to the Arima police station and the police that was there didn't take her serious, and it was the same thing that happened to these ladies as well. The woman with her bruised eye recounted that both she and her friend were raped by the men. The officers took the woman back to the location where they detained the men. The woman claimed that they also found a teenager there. When the police went, the woman recalled that the police made Joel and 2 other suspects pass next to them, which made them fearful and intimidated. A few minutes later, the men said to police that the woman came willingly and agreed to what happened. Her friend started crying and a woman police officer said, "Oh, don't play you crying there, you know." Both women at the time were beaten and one had black eye. Before the woman left the station, the officer told them that they will run them through the system and get back to them. The woman left the station and never went back. About 2 weeks later, she saw one of the suspects in Port of Spain and another in Arima. The woman expressed her disappointment in how her matter was dealt with officers of that station. When the police did not take a statement or anything, the victim said that she knew she had no justice to get there. Wow. People, this happened back in 2015 and this man legit, nothing happened to him and he was able to do the same thing again and killing Andrea Bharatt. And you don't know how many other young girls or how many other people he killed. Wow. This says the aftermath. The woman's friend and rape victim never recovered from the ordeal and went crazy. She later committed suicide in 2017. Wow. The other victim, who is alive to share her story, said she suffered a miscarriage. She also received counseling. She now suffers from bipolar depression, schizophrenic personality disorder caused by trauma. She takes Latuda and lithium to treat these ailments. The surviving woman, who could only remember faces, said that she recalled back in 2018, one of the suspects in her gang rape was gunned down in a drive-by shooting. The photo was published in the newspaper. The second person, which is Joel Balcon, died while he was in police custody, and everybody knew that. And people, this is just another person coming out after hearing the story of another rape victim. People, I just hope in 2021 we are taking rape allegations seriously, people. Seriously, because these girls did not deserve it. Nobody who gets this done to them deserve it, people. And as me said, me glad these criminals, demons are no longer on the street, people. Jano, this was very, very, very sad. Me not gonna lie. Very sad what she had to go through, and her friend committed suicide. Wow, just crazy, people. Jano. Alright, people, just leave in the comment section. Let me hear your thoughts on this, people, because this is very, very sad. And thank you once again for tuning in as usual. Much love and appreciation. Alright, people, bless up.